What was I saying?
He was recruited to write.
Thank you. Okay. So, remember, Hardy, the Hardy poems that we've done thus far, critical of war. Yes? Note the dates, 1899, 1902. At this point in his life, Hardy is 74 years old, and he is literally recruited by the British government to write pro-war propaganda poetry, to work for the secret propaganda bureau. Well, it's not so secret then, is it? Okay? Point is, he switched sides. Okay? He switched sides. And what's happening, literally in this poem, look at the title. Where did the Belgians go? And why? Mr. History?
Germany invaded through Belgium to attack France.
Yes. Okay, keep in mind, Hemingway flashbacks, Georgette Hoban. And I told you when we introduced her, I said, remember that name. We talked about Georgette Hoban. She was the pool that Jake took out to dinner, remember? And she was from Belgium. Why was she there?
She was a refugee.
She was a refugee, okay? When Germany invaded, over 1 million, writing this down, over 1 million refugees within the first 2 months of war. Many of them went to Paris and France, as we saw. Many of them went to England.
2 months.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, thank you. I didn't have an Internet Explorer, didn't I? Okay, sorry for the pause. Yes, go.
Did you say within the 2 months?
2 months. Within the first 2 months, there were 1 million refugees fleeing Belgium. Okay? They had to go somewhere. Remember, we talked about poor little Belgium. It just was in the way, right? So, the Germans come marching through, trash Belgium, ransack it. They got to go somewhere. Okay? So, when this happened, Hardy saw the reason for going to war. Okay? Thus, it was not difficult to recruit him to write now pro-war poetry. This shift in his own point of view is an important one. And it might behoove you to recognize, okay, if I get a question about, where I can talk about effects of war and such like that, maybe you pick 2 Hardy poems, one critical and one pro, and you can talk about the poet's stance. That is a fabulous way to talk about writers' choices and purpose, okay? So, just remember that, all right? Now, story. First half, now that he's gone, I can put it back on the screen. Story. In the first half, the whole thing happens how? Keep talking. How does it happen? Where, I should say?
In his mind.
In a dream. Okay? Now, the second half happens, and then I woke up, right? When I awoke, brand new planet had been given a name. Oh, look at there. There's another dream thing. Okay? So, what kind of dream is it? What's he describing in these first 2 stanzas? It's pleasant. What happened? What did he dream? Just tell me the literal.
People moving into town.
And what are they doing?
Ringing bells.
As? Well, yeah, but hi, we're from Belgium.
Gifts.
Gifts, that's important, okay? They are bringing the bells with them, okay? You're going to learn more about bells today and tomorrow than you ever wanted to know, because I'm nerdy that way and have done lots of research, okay? Yeah. So, They're bringing their bells as a gift. If you didn't know, Land of Chimes, Belgium is famous for its bell making. Okay? The concept of the big resonant bells comes out of the Belgian lowlands. Thus, he refers to them as the Land of Chimes. Okay? Like we're the Lone Star State. Same concept. Okay? So, what do? They bring them as gifts. They hang them up in towers and citadels, and then what do the bells offer in the second stanza? What do they offer? Okay, a reprieve of sorts. Guys, think about how do bells sound? How do these types of bells sound? Describe it.
Cheering.
They're cheering, perhaps. They're soothing. Keep going.
Celebratory.
Perhaps so.
They break like the silence of the night.
Okay, they break the silence, but in a good way, right?
It kind of shows normalcy because they ring every hour. Just like
Okay, all right, good. And tell me more about how they sound.
Melodious.
Musical, melodious. Now we're getting somewhere. Good. Okay. Musical, melodious. How about harmonious? Aren't the bells in harmony? They're not going to be off key, are they? All right. We're talking about harmony. Isn't that what's represented in the entire dream portion? Harmony between people and countries, and the bells themselves represent that kind of harmony. Okay? Second half, what do you see?
The truth that the Belgians have to flee their country and come to England.
And what happens to that harmony? It is gone, it is destroyed. So, write these words down. You've got harmony and discord. What is discord? It's not hard. Harmony, discord. What does it mean? The opposite of harmony. Thank you. Okay, let's not avoid the obvious, all right? Discord.
Is it spelled like a musical chord?
No, it's D-I-S-C-O-R-D. Thank you.
It's like
All right?
This one means clashing.
Yes, it clashes. I'm going to give you another word. Cacophony. Y'all know that word, right? Okay, so the first half, you've got harmony, or what is also called euphony, E-U-P-H-O-N-Y, euphony, which is the opposite of cacophony. How does cacophony sound?
Chaos.
bad.
It's chaotic. Here's how I always help people know what it sounds like. You've been to the opera or the symphony? When they warm up and everybody's playing something different,
It's like a caucus.
that is cacophony. When they all come back together, that's euphony or harmony. Got it? Those are good words to know. Write those
Is it
down.
C-A-U-C-O?
C-A-C-O, phony. Okay?
Phony girl.
Just call me
Cacophony. C-A-C-O.
artist.
Okay? All right. Structure. Raise your hand if you got it. Raise your hand if you got it.
Sonnet.
Yet again, only the guys? Seriously? What do we have here, folks?
Sonnet.
A sonnet. If you didn't see that, bam, bam. Okay, count the lines. How many lines do you have? I know some of you saw 2 quatrains and 2, what are the 3s called? Tercet. Tercets. Okay? Close enough. What if you get it wrong? Does it matter? No. Okay? But if you know it, bam, up goes your score. Tercet. Okay? Or we could look at it as the first 2 combine to make
Octave.
octave, if we're adding them together. And the second half add together to make the
Sestet.
good. What's in the middle? Volta. Is there a volta here?
Yes.
Oh, yes. This volta is bam. That is out there, okay? So we know we have a sonnet of some sort. Okay? Does it fit either one perfectly? No, okay, it doesn't. But structurally speaking, it does offer sonnet structure. What do we know about sonnets?
They're used for pro-war poetry.
A lot of times they were used for pro-war poetry. Good, write that down. Okay?
Highly emotional.
Very emotional. Good. What do we know about the pattern?
Like they used to have like a contrast between two different things.
Okay. What's in the top, what's in the bottom? What are those four things? Question answer? Problem solution?
Reflection.
Dilemma consolation?
Reflection.
Situation reflection.
Did I really get
Any ideas on this?
I don't. I didn't get any.
You didn't get any.
Yeah.
It's okay.
It's not okay.
Any ideas?
He's being honest.
It's like situation reflection but flip.
There we go. What does he do with the entire sonnet structure, folks?
Flips.
He flips it. Which one is reality? The second half, right? That's the situation. The reflection happens where? In the dream. At the beginning. So he inverts. And that's fine. Use that word, invert. Inverted sonnet structure, if you will. Or inverted pattern. That's better. Write that down. Inverted pattern. The idea that the reflection, okay, is the initial portion, and the reflection happens in his dream, okay? The actual situation, then I awoke. And we know right there, uh-oh. Here's this beautiful dream. Then I awoke. And we know it's a sonnet, so we're like, uh-oh. Okay? So, all right. Structure. Look at the first sentence. Sentence structure. What's going on there?
You got non-sentence.
Huh?
You got non-sentence.
It is, how long is the first sentence, folks?
8 lines.
It's 2 stanzas long. The entire octave is one long sentence. What's my next question? Why? Answer it. Why does this particular portion show itself via one long sentence with even enjambment in between the 2 stanzas? Give me a purpose for that.
Because he likes it so much, he doesn't want it to end.
Okay, all right, I'm going to go with that. Okay, if it's a dream and it's a pleasant one, you don't want it to end. Fine. Give me something
It
else.
also reflect the harmony.
Bingo. There it is. Add that to your list, okay? Think about it this way. The entire first portion is the harmonious portion, right? This is where everything comes together and it's musical, okay? It's musical. What happens in the second half? Look at the punctuation. What do you get? It's lots of commas, lots of pauses. It's very sharp. It's far more choppy, right? So sentence structure, you can juxtapose, writing that down, juxtapose structurally the sentence construction of the 2 quatrains versus the 2 sestets. You've got several paragraphs right there. Okay? Thus, in the second half, so what? We see choppy, we see punctuation that causes lots of pauses. What? Why? What's the purpose of that?
To support the chaotic nature of war.
Good. Chaotic nature of war. The chaos that's literally going on since all the refugees have flooded into Great Britain. Okay? And this is what Hardy's seeing. Yeah.
The first 2 stanzas are also, well, the whole poem is iambic pentameters, but because the Hardy lets it flow, it kind of works, whereas in the
Good.
last 2, because it's all choppy, it's like...
Good. The iambic pentameter is broken. It's not as smooth, is it? Okay, and the iambic pentameter, very good, gives you that harmony that you have in the first half, whereas in the second half, the punctuation adds to the discord. Okay, very good. All right. Let's see, where am I ready to go? Title. On the Belgian Expatriation. Is there any ambiguity there? No. It is straightforward, okay? Very straightforward. It's almost like an ode, okay? An ode is something you write in honor of someone else, and you call it On My Mother's Eyes. And what am I going to write about? My mother's eyes, okay? Good. So this one, bam, straightforward. Nothing hidden there. All right, yeah.
Expatriation sounds like forced.
Yes, it is. Very good, okay? On the Belgian expatriation, they were forced, okay? You could say that that is reflected in the title. Good. Okay? Let me ask y'all this question. Would it be okay? No. That's a yes/no question. How could you give some background by connecting what happened to another work of literature that we studied? What can you talk about in a sentence or two? Not a whole lot.
Possibly tie it to embarkation and how they were shipping the soldiers off.
I was referring to not another poem. The history here. Look at the history. I've already given you the answer. Yeah, Georgette Hoban. Okay, you could in your intro, in an intro, you could talk about how Hardy switched right to a pro-war stance. Okay, and the idea that here he's who do you mean? Eh?
Leave a message.
Oh yeah. Where was I? Here you've got the idea that Hardy's writing about what he sees, literally. Okay? Literally about what he sees. And you can talk about perhaps the idea that writers will reflect upon things that they've witnessed, etc. In fact, Hemingway himself wrote, quote, On the Belgian Expatriation by offering up the character of Georgette Hoban in his text, okay? And that's enough. That's really all you'd have to say. But again, that's one of those little things that would whoop, up your score, okay? All right, so speaker. Tell me about our speaker. Tell me about our speaker. Brea, I'm picking on you, go. Start simple.
So the speaker is
I dreamt.
yes, the
First
speaker's
person.
And someone who is like around these things with experience.
Yes.
The war and the refuge.
Good. Okay, first-hand experience. I dreamt when I woke.
Past and the present.
Okay, good. We've done this before.
Memory.
When, what? Dramatic monologue. Bingo. Good. Okay, refresh my memory. Mattia, what's a dramatic monologue?
When the speaker has a conversation with himself.
Okay, good. There's one. All right, that's one thing. What's the writer doing, Brian?
He creates a persona.
I can't hear you.
He creates a persona.
Creates a persona and offers the first person perspective. Had he and I but met by some old ancient inn, we would have sat us down to write many a number. Hardy loves this stuff. Okay? So in here, he's taken on the persona of someone who has witnessed the refugees flooding in. Okay? Dramatic monologue. Can I use that as a device? Oh, yes. Very much so. Go.
Just a question. I answered the narrative question from the paper too. It was vague as narrative. But could you say that the type of narrative is personal? And so you'd say that it's a dramatic monologue?
Yes, yes. You can spin the question. That's what you did?
Well, I said it was personal narrative, but
that's,
I
yes,
could
but
have used
this personal narrative takes the format of a dramatic monologue in which the author assumes the first person speaker and elaborates on what he sees. Done. Okay, good. So, anything else about speaker? This is a first-hand account, isn't it? Okay, first-hand account. And we know, too, if we know our background, we know, too, that Hardy's voice here takes on a pro-war stance. Okay, do you have something to add?
Do we say that the speaker is British?
Yes, how do you know? How do you know? Point to the text. Speak up, Maury. Don't just mumble things. Speak up. What do you know? Okay, there's one. What else?
True.
Okay, smoldering. What about this? Here they've come to my own country. Guys, if you know the history, what do you know? I just told you. Where did the Belgians flee? There you go. Okay. I dreamt that these people from Belgium came to my own country and we are kindred climes. All right? So yes, and it's a Hardy poem, okay? Okay, good, good. All right, so let's see. Did you come up, let's do some big ideas. This should be like slapping you in the face at this point. Give me one. Give me one, Victor.
Parents versus reality.
Parents versus reality. Good. Put that in some other words. What other terms did we use that fit?
Dream.
Dream versus reality. Keep going. That's another one. We'll get there in just a second. I need another dream reality thing. Expectations versus reality. Good. Say again.
Truth.
Outcomes.
The
okay.
Harmony versus discord.
Harmony versus discord. All right. What should be versus what it is. This is what it should be in the dream. This is what it is in reality. All of those things are the same. Spin the question. Give me another big idea. Effects of war. Let's now draw your little tree. Effects of war on an entire nation. Good. Is it just one nation mentioned here?
Well, it's specifically Belgium.
Okay. But who else is affected by millions of refugees?
The country who's receiving them.
Speak up.
The country who's receiving them. So when we're talking about expats and like, anyway, for example, we're talking about how they feel like they don't fit in, and if this many people are coming into the same country, then they also feel like don't feel like they belong.
They're marginalized, aren't they? Good. Okay. So we've got the effects of war. Are there soldiers here? No. And this is what makes this one a little different. We get, we've done a lot of the soldiers and the wives, or the soldiers in the home front. Here, you get two different nations, one of whom was attacked, and the other of whom received.
This is like a secondary, tertiary effect.
Yes. Good. I like that. Secondary, tertiary effects, or we could easily call it collateral damage. Okay? That's our modern day term. Because we're looking here at the effects of war, not just on poor little Belgium because it was in the way, but on the speaker's own land. Okay? And literally what he sees.
On society.
On society in general, yes. Okay? So this one paints the Germans as the big bad wolf, having caused this dream to shatter. Oh, that's good. Write that down.
Or foe.
Okay.
Germany is the foe.
The
Then you
foe,
go to
yes.
the man he killed.
Ooh, the foul tornado. Centered at Berlin is over all the width of Europe world, lending the sails of progress. Perfect. Perfect partner. Okay, good. All right. Oh, look what I found.
Well there.
Oh, there. Wow. Little Prezi. Okay. Here, take one.
You ready for your
Take one and
Prezi?
pass it around. And you guys take, there's going to be extras, but that's okay. Now, I'm going to make this suggestion, okay? You've got, well, no longer a naked copy, but I'm giving you one with a front and a back. I don't want you necessarily to look at the back now. We've talked a lot about it already, but what we're going to do is we're going to get a little bit more into, say, we'll aim at the first quatrain before the bell rings, okay? For tomorrow, what I would like for you to do is take what we've done today, okay? Look at all the little notes and the history and stuff on the back, etc., and use that to come in tomorrow, and we will finish this one up. Okay? So, oh my bad, that must be my original, so sorry. Here. Go ahead, check yours. Make sure you've got it front and back, everybody.
Yeah.
Okay, that must be the original. All right. So, I dreamt that people from the land of chimes. Land of chimes is capitalized because it's a reference to Belgium. We know that it's a land of chimes because, what did I just get? Well, yes, but what else did I just get through telling you? Belgian lowlands is where the concept of these really, really large resonant bells, it's where they were invented, if you will. They perfected the process, okay? I dreamt that people from the land of chimes arrived one autumn morning with their bells. They arrived. Verb. They arrived.
Like a planned journey.
Okay, good. I write that down. Like a planned journey. Okay? Something pleasant. Very good. Okay? You could call it a euphemism because what do we know when we get after the volta? What do we know? Then I awoke. Did they arrive?
No, they were forced.
They were forced. Very good. Okay? You can tie that back to the title. Nice. They arrived one autumn morning. And autumn softly fell. A slow, grand age, rich with all increase. What is autumn? A time of
Harvest.
harvest. Plenty. Okay? It's a time of plenty. It is a time of harvest. And in the dream, that's correct, isn't it? Writing this down. Okay? None of this is on the paper. You better write this down.
Miss Schwettmann,
Uh-huh.
I feel like this is wrong, but this is what I thought, so I'm just going to say it.
Go.
The title, I don't know why, it sounded like a name of like a train to me, like the Belgian Expatriation.
Oh.
And then the chimes could be, you know, and they arrive, like when the train arrives and, the, you know, like the sound of the train when it arrives.
And train is mentioned.
And train is also mentioned on the last
Down here. No Carillions in their trains, right? So I tell you what, if you see that and you can defend it, go for it. I would buy that for $1. Very good. Okay? All right? I don't spend much more than $1. So if you get $1, that's a good deal. Okay? Arrived one autumn morning with their bells. How do we know they're bringing them? This is important. As gifts. Okay? As gifts. And what are they doing with them? To hoist them on the towers and citadels of my own country. Here, this is something we are famous for. Please take it. And what does that country do? Accepts. And it's not just like, oh, thanks, I'm going to put it in the closet, right? They use them. And what do they use them for? They are rung at netted times among the stress, what is it? Daily stir and stress of the market. And then at night, they also offer, so what are they using them for?
Every hour to ring.
Every day, keep going.
Keep time.
Keep time. Keep going.
Create harmony.
Create
Harmony.
harmony, very good, okay? All these lovely things as a gift to hoist them on the towers and citadels of my own country, which we know to be Great Britain. Now he leaves out, who can give me the device? Instead of saying so that, when you, okay, it's the opposite of and. What do we call that?
Polysyndeton.
Polysyndeton, very good. What's the opposite of polysyndeton?
No syndeton.
No syndeton, okay.
Syndeton.
If someone is not sexual, they are
Asyndeton.
there. Asyndeton, very good, okay, good. So you can just put a little arrow there. They bring the bells so that
How do you spell it?
the musical rhymes, we even have musical harmony. Rhymes, harmony. Rung by them into space at meted times. What's that mean? I better look that up. No, I don't have time. It's a paper 1. I don't know, so I need to be able to guess. What does it sound like? What does it look like?
Meted times.
Meter. Good. So how often are the bells ringing? Or when are they ringing? At set times. Very good. Write that down. Go.
They have structure.
Structure. Excellent. The structure is lacking after the volta, isn't it? That's where your discord is. So you know, rung by them into space at meted times among the market's daily stir and stress. What does the market look like?
Busy.
Busy. Keep going. Chaotic, but how? Is it a bad chaos?
Prosperous.
Prosperous. Good. What are these people doing? Daily stir and stress. What are they doing, literally, in the market? Buying, selling. Okay, this is something they do every day. It's normal. This is the normal day, okay? But what do the bells offer during that normal day? Point to the text. What do they offer?
Solace.
They offer solace. They offer musical rhymes, okay? All things harmonious.
You have a meter in music.
Yes.
So you have the time signature, which is the meter. And so it just adds to the juxtaposition between the harmonious octave and the chaotic sestet.
Very good. And if you know that, excellent. Good. What else?
Are we allowed to call it an octave even though it's split?
You can, because look at it this way. If I were you, I would use all the vocab I could. And I would just say, you know, in this hybrid sonnet, which consists of 2 quatrains, a volta, and 2 tercets, then later you can say, in the octave, blah, and the sestet, blah. Just put it all out there. Okay? Just put it all out there. That's right, Brian. Okay? So, I'm going to have to save the, well, we'll just say it. And is that a comment? Or are you stretching?
Yeah, I was going to say that the bells also offer a pause in the stressful start of the day.
Yes. Okay? And they're coming at those committed times to offer that. And what about the night? What are they doing at night? Verb. Look at the verb.
They break the silence.
Okay. Offering what? Solace. Okay. All right, so tomorrow, please bring